Hey everybody, thanks for watching. My name is Ellen. I'm here at the Las Vegas Natural History Museum talking to Carlos, who is a historian at UNLV. So Carlos, could you just kind of briefly introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Carlos. I am, as said, a historian at UNLV, specifically a historian of Latin America, and specifically I look at history of medicine and science.
First question, what is your current level of education?
So my current level of education is a PhD, which is the degree you can get after a bachelor's and then a master's. So I have a PhD.
And how long have you been working in your field?
I've been working in my field first as a grad student since about 2009. And then after a grad student, I finished my PhD and then, officially had my, what we call a doctorate in 2014. And that then allowed me to do full-time teaching and research from 2014 to now.
Okay. So next question is, what does a typical day look like for you?
The typical day it depends on a lot of different things. So our job as professors are two things. One is to teach classes that we think our students will benefit from. For instance, I teach Latin American history, so I deal with everything from Latin America from independence to now. But another portion of our job is also writing and doing research. So if it's a teaching day, I'll wake up early and I'll go through my notes on how I want the lecture to go, how I want the class discussions to go, thinking of fun in class exercises, and then I'll teach my classes, and then that will be my day. Usually the afternoon is then dedicated to any type of grading that I need to do or preparing for my next lecture. On days that I don't have to teach, it's kind of very different since it's a lot of writing, a lot of writing. So it's thinking of how I want to, if I'm trying to argue something in a paper, how do I want to argue and how can I think of it in a different way? A lot of writing, then rewriting, and then more writing and so on. So it's kind of depends on which, if it's a teaching day, it's purely teaching. If it's non-teaching day, a lot of it is dedicated to my writing, and that can go from the morning until the afternoon, kind of sitting in front of a computer.
Next question, what is the best part of your profession?
The best part of my profession, it's working with students, uh, helping them learn new things in subjects that they're interested in. Students that come to my classes are ones that are either interested in one of three things: either the history of Latin America, and or the history of medicine or the history of science. So it's fun seeing how they come in with an initial curiosity and then really learn all the interesting things that come from Latin American history, from the medical sciences and so on.
Okay. What would you say is the most challenging part of your profession?
Sitting in front of a computer a lot. And there's a lot more computer and working than and straining of the eyes than I would like. But I mean, that's in the big picture, that's something so small that it just makes everything else that much better.
The next question is, why is your profession important?
My profession is important because we're dealing with the past of our society and attempting to try to understand why we are where we are, and helping students see that multiple things came together for certain conditions to take place. And history is filled with so many sources and so many things, and and how to look at things, that it's fun but also socially important to piece all of these things together to have a better understanding of our own past, and which helps us understand our current lives.
So this, I was just wondering, this might be an interesting time for you because you said you studied medicine. So how do you feel like what you've studied kind of informs what we're going through with like the pandemic and everything right now?
um, it's in looking at outbreaks of disease in the past. One thing that is always common is uncertainty. People in societies trying to, what's going to happen, what does this mean, and so on. But what is also prevalent in looking at things in the past is the optimism of people, and the optimism that things will get better. And I think that's something that I try to think about with everything
Mm-hmm.
taking place right now. And so this weird line of uncertainty but also being optimistic.
Do you have any advice for young students who are interested in studying history?
Yeah, I would say stay curious, and to explore the past, and that it is not something that is distant, but it is something that they themselves can look into, whether it be the past of their family, of their neighborhood, of their city. That there's history is for everyone.
Thanks guys for watching, and thank you so much, Carlos, for talking with us today. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.